Sir Mike? Sir Mike? Tá pode tuwi comigo ali? Ay, sorry.
Wala, nag-connect na siya diretso. Na si sir?
Maatan ko kasi may router.
SDS 1 Wi-Fi.
Yes, ma'am.
Then come on, that means.
We're connect. Oo, we are connect.
Sila ka ba na?
Ano ito?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our aspirant teachers of the Department of Education, our active public schools district supervisors, school heads, and our speakers for today. We welcome you all to our division online orientation for Teacher 1 Applicants 2021. Start with, please stand by as we sing our national anthem to be followed by a prayer and Zamboanga Hermosa.
Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, tegas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pangaw, ay hinatang tulakaw.
All right. Of course, in every orientation, we will always recognize our participants from different districts. As I call your district, please hit the like button or subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell for more updates. Or you can go to our comment section and you may post your questions and later we will discuss it during our open forum. Pwede din naman po tayong mag-shout out para sa mga different participants natin of different districts. And maybe pa tayo and I can read some shout outs coming from our viewers. So, okay, we will start from the farthest of the west. Let me call Patalon District with 5 participants. How about Lisayan District with 12 participants? Labuan District, 9 participants. Make some noise, Malagutay District. Ay, isa lang pala siya, 1 participant. Calarian District with 16 participants. Baliwasan District with 39 participants. Sinunok District with 5 participants. Kawit District with 5 participants. Recoda District with 7 participants. And Ayala District with 24 participants. For quadrant 1.1, we have a total of 123 participants or applicants for this orientation. Now we have quadrant 1.2. We have Santa Maria District with 17 participants. San Roque District with 5 participants. Pasonanca District with 17 participants. Palike naman po from Tumaga District with 8 participants and a total of 47 participants. For quadrant 2.1, we have Vitali District with 9 participants. Cagasilay District with 5 participants. Tictapo District with 8 participants. From Cruan District, we have 5 participants. Buena Vista District, we have 3 participants. From Manikaan District, we have 21 participants. Sangali District with 14 participants. Bungyao District, we have 1 participant. A total of 66 participants. For the last quadrant, we have quadrant 2.2. We have Mercedes District with 8 participants. Luksangay District with 3 participants. Culianan District with 31 participants. Putix District, we have 44 participants. Tuan District, we have 36 participants. Talon District, 48 participants. And Arena Blanco District with 38 participants. Quadrant 2.2, we have a total of 208 participants. So our total number of applicants or participants for this online orientation, we have 444 participants. So I think all of the districts were already called. So before we will start with our session proper, may I introduce to you ang ating mga nagagandahan at nagagapuhang Division Selection Committee for secondary level of the Department of Education. Check this out. Okay, we have our special shout out coming from our schools division superintendent, Mr. Roy C. Tubalia, and assistant schools division superintendent, Sir J. Montalto. Hello po, good morning sa inyo. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Since you already know them, I think we are ready to start with our session proper. Please lend your eyes and ears as we listen to our speaker. They will discuss DepEd Order number 7, series of 2015, hiring guidelines for Teacher 1 position. So mga ka-teacher, ating mga secondary teachers, please listen as our speakers will talk about DepEd Order number 7 because you need to know the whole process from the application down to the hiring process. So without further ado, um, to discuss to us the background and rationale, scope, and definition of terms of DepEd Order number 7, series of 2015. Our first speaker for today is the Chief Education Supervisor of School Governance and Operations Division. He is also the chairperson of the elementary level RQA 2021. The father of SGOD. Please help me welcome Dr. Rosalio B. Contorno Jr.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Rosalio B. Contorno Jr., Chief Education Supervisor for School Governance and Operation Division, Elementary RQA Chairperson. Today, I will discuss about the DepEd Order number 7, Series 2015, its background and rationale. The Department of Education recognizes that the success of any education system relies on the competence of its teachers, improve significantly its professional standards, and contribute substantially to the development of lifelong learners. Thus, these hiring guidelines are hereby promulgated for Teacher 1 positions consistent with the pertinent provisions of existing laws, rules, and regulations. The scope: number 1, announcement of vacancies and receipt of applications. Number 2, verification and validation of documents submitted. Number 3, evaluation and selection of qualified applicants. Number 4, appointment of qualified applicants. Number 5, monitoring of division office compliance with hiring guidelines by the regional office. These guidelines, which will apply to the filling up of newly created and/or natural vacancies for Teacher 1 in the public elementary, including kindergarten and secondary schools. The definition of terms provide clearer understanding of these guidelines. Applicant: this refers to a person who holds a valid certificate of registration, professional license as a teacher from the Professional Regulation Commission, seeking to be appointed to a Teacher 1 position. Bona fide resident refers to an applicant who has been residing for at least 6 months at the barangay or city in which the school being applied to for a teaching position is located, as evidenced by the personal data sheet CSE Form 212, revised 2005, and a voter's identification card or any proof of residency. Locality refers to the barangay, municipality, city, or province where the school being applied for is located. Qualified applicant refers to an applicant who has been screened and who therefore meets the evaluation and selection criteria used by the school's division as provided for in the guidelines. Registry of Qualified Applicants, RQA, refers to the official list of applicants who have obtained an overall score of 70 points and above based on the criteria set and as a result of the evaluation and selection processes. Thank you everyone and have a nice day. No hay cosa imposible. Cree, junto, puede.
Thank you very much, Sir June, for the wonderful discussion. I think our listeners are ready now to listen to our next speakers. So to discuss to us the basic rules on hiring and deployment of teacher positions, application process and requirements, evaluation and selection committees. Our next speaker is the Education Program Supervisor of Mathematics and at the same time, one of the members of the Division Selection Committee. Please help me welcome Dr. Vilma A. Brown.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Vilma Brown, Education Program Supervisor for Mathematics. Today, I will be discussing the basic rules on hiring and deployment. First, public school teachers requesting for transfer to another station are not considered new applicants. Second, upon a teacher appointment assignment to a station and acceptance of the position, he or she shall not be transferred to another school until after rendering at least 3 years of service in that school. Third, residents of locality LGU-funded teachers, substitute teacher, volunteer teachers, and Philippine Business for Education graduates under the 1,000 Teachers Program shall be subject to these hiring guidelines. Fourth, teachers who have not practiced their profession for the past 5 years shall be required to take at least 12 units in education courses, consisting of at least 6 units of content courses. Now let me discuss the application process and requirements. For the first step, the applicant needs to register at application.deped.gov.ph, where they must encode their personal data sheet and select the division where they want to be ranked. Each division shall assign an email address, either its official division office email or its HR email, where the system will forward the applications. B, applicants who have already submitted requirements prior to the release of these guidelines must still register to the online system. Second step, the applicant should secure the applicant number, after which they shall submit their applicant number to the division office. And for the final step, the applicant should submit the application letter and requirements to the head of elementary or secondary school where a teacher's shortage or vacancy exists. This time, let me tell you the application requirements. Number 1, CSC Form 212 or personal data sheets in 2 copies. 2, PRC ID, PRC certification. 3, LET, PBET rating. 4, transcript of records. 5, service records, performance rating, and school clearance if applicable. 6, certificate of specialized training. 7, NBI clearance. 8, omnibus certification of authenticity and veracity of all documents submitted, signed by the applicant. For number 2 and the rest of the requirements, you should submit them in certified copies. All of the mentioned documents with letter of application must be submitted to the school. The applicant assumes full responsibility and accountability on the validity and authenticity of the documents submitted. As evidenced by the omnibus certification of authenticity, any violation will automatically disqualify the applicant from the selection process. This time around, let me take you to the screening and selection application process. Number 1, submit application letter and requirements. Number 2, demo teaching and interview. Number 3, take English proficiency test. RQA posting, appointment. For screening and selection, the applicant submits application letter and requirements, will then undergo demonstration and interview. And finally, will take English proficiency test. They will wait for the RQA to be posted and will wait for their appointment. With that, thank you everyone. Nuway cosa imposible. Cree junto puede.
Thank you very much, Doc Vilma. Indeed, our participants are very knowledgeable enough to know all the requirements needed para sa ating application. So before we will proceed to our next speaker, I will read some shout-outs coming from our viewers. Okay, we have our first commenter from Putik District, Christy Iturralde. Maybelline Del Mundo from Santa Maria District. Girly Legados watching from Ayala District. Jorel Lapating from Ayala District. Oh my God, ang dami palang taga-Ayala na nanonood ngayon. Renny Eleva Santos from Calarian. J.R. Fernando from Mercedes District. Nico Bushnell Texon from Arena Blanco District. Irna T. from Sinunok District. Renz Estanislao, watching from Pasonamca District. J. Alrico from Talon-Talon. Maria Teresa Eas from Putik District. Fels Zacatropes, good morning, watching from Vitali District, all the way from Vitali. Renny Alabasantos from Recodo. Shimer Ferrer from Manican District. Tim Rose de la Cruz from Ayala District. Aline Pagel Mariano from Putik District. Casey Ferrer from Curuan District. Maricruz Domingo watching from Curuan District. Sarata Sawadi from Talon-Talon District. Joey Decimo, Ayala District po. Clarizel De Jesus from Ayala District. All the way from Vitali District din, Jeanette Bahani. Analiza Romero from Malagutay District. And Marilyn Concepcion from Putik District. Okay, at this point in time, we will proceed to our next speaker. to discuss to us the evaluation and selection procedure and orientation and criteria for education, teaching experience, LET, and specialized training, the education program supervisor for English, and also one of the members of the division selection committee. Please help me welcome Dr. Valeria Fides G. Corteza.
Hi everyone, I'm Valeria Fides G. Corteza, the Education Program Supervisor for English. Today, I will present to you the evaluation and selection procedure and criteria. This is the part where we appreciate and assign points to the credentials you included in your portfolio. There are 7 criteria defined in Deped Order Number 7, Series of 2015. When you submit your portfolio, please arrange them as in this order. Here are the 7 criteria. Education, 20 points. Teaching experience, 15 points. Licensure examination for teachers or professional board examination for teachers rating, you will have 15 points. Specialized training skills, 10 points. Interview, 10 points. Demonstration teaching, 15 points. In communication skills, 15 points. That would be total of 100 points. Education shall be rated in terms of the applicant's academic achievements. Thus, all subjects with corresponding units must be included in the computation. The rating of education shall be based on the following equivalents, with 1.0 as the highest and 3.0 as the lowest. Let us see the slide. If your general weighted average is 1.0, the equivalent point is 18. You notice that the applicant did not get the full 20 points because an additional 1 point is added if the applicant has master's degree, either Master of Arts or Master of Science. And the full 20 points is only achieved if the applicant has the doctorate degree. The table presented used the general weighted average and the percentage rating. Applicants with non-education degrees shall be rated using the general weighted average in their baccalaureate degrees and the 18 professional units in education. If a school issues a certification of general weighted average with a corresponding percentage rating that does not conform to the above table, the committee shall refer to the grading system of the school. For schools with unique grading systems, a corresponding transmutation table shall be constructed. Applicants with a master's degree, either Master of Arts or Master of Science, shall be given 1 point, while applicants with a doctorate shall be given an additional of 2 points. We shall have additional requirements for kindergarten applicants. He or she must have obtained any of the following degrees or its equivalent. Degrees: Bachelor in Elementary Childhood Education, Bachelor in Preschool Education, Bachelor of Science in Family Life and Child Development, Bachelor in Elementary Education with specialization in kindergarten, preschool, or early childhood education, Bachelor in Elementary Education, major in teaching early grades, Bachelor of Arts, Science degree in discipline allied to education, such as psychology, nursing, music and arts, with at least 18 units in content courses or subjects in ECE. The equivalent courses: Bachelor in Elementary Education, major in Special Education with 18 units in ECE, Bachelor of Secondary Education with additional diploma in ECE including practice teaching in kindergarten education, other degree courses with at least 18 units in early childhood education. The Division Selection Committee may consider any other similar bachelor's degree in early education. In cases where there are limited eligible teachers with ECE units, the following measures may be adopted. Upon appointment, the teacher shall be required by the school's division office to earn ECE units gradually. Kindergarten teacher applicants must not be more than 45 years old. 9 ECE units may be earned at the end of year 1, 18 units on year 2, and 21 units in year 3. Teaching experience in early childhood, kindergarten or preschool, elementary, secondary, tertiary, higher education, special education, alternative learning system, technical vocational education and training, learning institutions offering culture-based education programs for indigenous peoples, even prior to passing the licensure examination for teachers, shall be given 1.5 points for every school year but shall not exceed 12 points. For every month of service, 0.15 shall be given. Example, 8 months is equivalent to 1.20 points. 10 months will have an equivalent of 1.50 points. This is the equivalent points for your professional board examination for teachers or licensure examination for teachers. The highest is 15 points. Specialized training or skills development in fields related to the work, duties, and functions of the Teacher 1 position to be filled shall be given a maximum of 10 points. In the assignment of points, the following should be met. Presentation of a certificate of at least 10 days training is equivalent to 5 points or nothing. Demonstration of the skill is equivalent to 5 points or nothing. For applicants who may be assigned to a school located in an indigenous peoples community and/or serving IP learners, knowledge and proficiency in the language or languages and culture of the concerned IP community shall be validated in the following: language proficiency, competency in indigenization of the teaching-learning process or indigenous peoples education. If the applicant has undergone training related to the indigenization of the teaching and learning process or has practiced appropriate indigenization of the teaching-learning process in previous teaching engagements, there are equivalent points added. With that, I say thank you very much. No hay cosa imposible. Cre, junto, puede.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doc Bells, for the explicit discussion during the explicit discussion of our criteria for um, education, teaching experience, specialized training. I know all of our viewers ay nakatutok talaga kasi this is the very important part kasi you will know how computation and evaluation is made. So before we will proceed again to our next speaker, magbabasa muna tayo ng shoutout. Okay, we have special shoutout also coming from SDS office from Alisa Marimenya, Abe Masotes, and Cherry May Teves. Hello po! We have also from Josefina Cabansay Ahmad from Arena Blanco District. We have Regine Espinosa from Vitali District. Vina Villabuena Majindi, pa-shoutout po. From JB Bayabado Enriquez from Culianan District. From Ma'am Evelyn Caballero, hello po ma'am, good morning. From Sir Norman Torresiba, good morning po from Recodon National High School. From Pilar May Casimiro, good morning. From Jervis Kaloyloy, good morning po. From Annette More Macario Bazan, Putik District. From Ronef Tagahoy, good morning. From Saima Dari, from Calerian District. From Henley Dumagay, from Santa Maria District. From Lisel Locson, Talon District. Shout out po from Putik District coming from Marilyn Concepcion. From Putik District, Jonard Lee Custodio. And from Tetuan District, we have Boyet Fernandez. So, down to our last three speakers. We have the Education Program Supervisor for English, for MTD, and also one of the Division Selection Committee member who will discuss to us the criteria for interview and demonstration teaching. Please listen to our next speaker, none other than Dr. Victoria D. Mangasser.
Hola, buenos dias. I'm Victoria D. Mangasser, Education Program Supervisor for Kindergarten and Mother Tongue-based Multilingual Education. I will be sharing to you what's to know about two aspects that are greatly viewed with anxiety and fear by many of our Teacher 1 aspirants: the interview and demonstration teaching part of the hiring process. Knowledge is power. Knowing what's ahead will allow you to be better prepared when your turn comes. Let us start with the interview. The Division Selection Committee shall interview applicants and ensure that all have equal opportunities to be assessed. Applicants shall be interviewed on topics such as professional experiences, instructional skills, technology or computer skills, classroom discipline, classroom management, knowledge of content and materials, planning skills, relationship with administration, staff, parents, and students, and personal qualities. The interview will be conducted at the district level. The District Selection Committee, headed by the Public Schools District Supervisor, and at least 4 school heads shall conduct the interview. Interview will earn the applicant 10 points in the overall rating. Applicants shall be rated based on 3 listed competencies and standards indicated in this table. Interview questions are to be aligned with the following. First, teaching ability. What do you know about effective lesson planning, instructional strategies and techniques, student assessment? For this particular competence, interview questions will measure the applicant's knowledge of content and pedagogy. Next is classroom management. For classroom management, interview questions will seek to measure your ability to effectively deal with students in the level you are applying for. Do you have a reasonable understanding of potential challenges involved in teaching students in the grade level? How will you remain productive and focused when faced with such challenges? How will you adapt your classroom management style to meet the needs or culture of your future school? And finally, school fit. How you interact with the interviewers. Your ideas and strategies that create positive relationships with administrators, faculty, colleagues, parents, and most especially, the students will be of utmost interest to the interviewers in this competence. Ratings for interview will be based on whether or not the applicant's responses contain the target behaviors, and if they indicate well-developed skills and aptitude for the competency in each component, which would most likely lead to job success. Raters shall make the following ratings. 5 points for exemplary responses. 3 points for fully acceptable responses. 1 point for responses that are not fully acceptable. The number of points attained for each of the 3 listed competencies, teaching ability, classroom management, school fit, shall be added and then divided by 15, then multiplied for the 10% interview score. Now, we move on to demonstration teaching. Demonstration teaching gets the 15% weight of the total RQA points of each applicant. May I invite your attention to this table? Applicants shall be evaluated according to the rubrics indicated in the following components for demonstration teaching. Component A, lesson planning and preparation. Quick check answers to these questions will give you an insight whether or not your lesson plan is up for a good mark. Do your lesson objectives reflect high-level learning related to curriculum framework and standard? Are they adapted where necessary to the needs of individual students and permit practical or workable methods of assessment? Do the elements of the instructional design support the stated instructional objectives, engage students in meaningful learning, and show evidence of student input? Is the lesson or unit highly coherent and has a clear structure? Do the materials you have prepared support the instructional objectives and key concepts? Engage students in meaningful learning? Component B is on classroom management. Of interest in this component are classroom routines and procedures. Are they seamless in their operation? Do students assume responsibility for their smooth functioning? The observers will also look into how you organize the physical space for the learning activities in the demonstration teaching. Component C is on the teaching-learning process. In this component, focus is on the teacher's knowledge of content and pedagogy, the teacher's questioning and discussion skills, students' learning and their response to activities, and the learning activities itself. Component D is on language proficiency. It centers on the teacher's use of language, especially on the medium of instruction of the learning area chosen for the demonstration teaching. Is the teacher's spoken and written language correct and expressive, with well-chosen vocabulary that enriches the lesson? Are the information and ideas being presented conveyed with clarity? Component E is on the assessment of learning outcomes. The committee will look into the congruence of the assessment with instructional objectives and key concepts, both in content and in process. Is the teacher's plan for student assessment duly aligned with the instructional outcomes, with clear criteria and standards that show evidence of student contribution to their development? Component F is on reinforcement of learning. In the demonstration lesson, the committee will look into how the teacher provided opportunities to strengthen knowledge, process, understanding, and performance. The demonstration teaching should showcase the important elements of each of the components listed in the table. Applicants should undergo demonstration teaching designed specifically for the teaching positions they are applying for. DepEd Order number 7 also provides special provisions for certain cases. Applicants for K-3 who will perform demonstration teaching using the mother tongue of the locality where the school being applied for is located shall be given an additional 5 points on top of the scores they have obtained. For applicants who may be assigned in a school located in an IP community and or serving IP learners, the Division Selection Committee shall give due recognition to an applicant's knowledge and skill in integrating indigenous knowledge, culture, and skills into the teaching-learning process as demonstrated in the above aspects. Muchísimas gracias. Como siempre, la División de Ciudad de Zamboanga, tabla kita, no hay cosa imposible. Cree, junto, puede.
Muchísimas gracias, Dr. Vicky Mangasser. At least now they know how evaluation and computations are being made for interview and demo teaching. Before we will proceed again to our next speaker, magbabasa muna ulit ng ating mga shoutouts kasi nag-effort talaga ang ating mga participants. So we have, again, from, sana yun? Renzo Itlade, pa-shoutout po! From Sheralyn Awali, watching from Mercedes District. Ben Iribani from Baliwasan District. Kate Rose Bangkal from Putik District. Candido Judy Ann, watching from Talon-Talon District. Julian Escorial from Labuan District. Fati Jai from Sangali District. We have from Eileen Fernando from Tetuan District. Hello po sa mga taga Tetuan District. From Winnie Caceres. Hello. Aline Pajel Mariano from Santa Maria District. Christian J. Ledesma Lozada from Recodo. Luzminda Albino, good morning from Mercedes District. From Lisayan District, we have Christian Valencia. From Wiwi Tongko, shout out teacher Yasmin Jimlan. Rina Ati and Wiwi Tongko from Sinunok District. Medina from Baliwasan District. Jazz de Guzman watching from Calarian District. Ernesto Tingua Sisona Jr. from Talon-Talon District. Lisel Locson from Talon-Talon District. Okay, so now our second to the last speaker is the Division Chapter President of the Philippine Elementary School Principals Association, and at the same time, the School Principal of Santa Maria Central School SPED Center, and one of the Division Selection Committee members. Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss to us the constituting and utilizing registry qualified applicants, appointment of qualified applicants, and monitoring of division compliance, let us now welcome Mr. Jonathan Tarosa, Elementary School Principal 2.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jonathan P. Tarosa, the school principal 2 of Santa Maria Zental School SPED Center, and at the same time, the president of the Philippine Elementary School Principal Association, Zamboanga City Chapter. Today, I will be orienting you on the Registry of Qualified Applicants, or RQA. The RQA is the list of qualified applicants for appointment, which shall include their names, permanent addresses, and final evaluation ratings. It shall be used in filling up new items and natural vacancies for Teacher 1 positions. The RQA should be published in order of highest to lowest scores of the applicants, both the results of each criterion and the final overall rating. We only include those who obtain total scores of 70 and above and indicate also the date of posting and be signed by the school's division superintendent. Separate RQAs for kindergarten, elementary, and secondary shall be prepared by the division selection committees. The RQA for kindergarten shall be prepared by the division selection committee for elementary schools. Subject area specialization of the qualified applicants shall be the primary consideration in the secondary school level. Thus, the applicant to be appointed should have the subject area specialization needed by the school. The RQAs should be ready by the last week of April of every year so that qualified applicants may be appointed by May 1. The RQA shall be valid for a period of 1 school year. As a general rule, only applicants listed in the RQA are eligible for hiring and appointment, with priority given to bona fide residents of the barangay, municipality, city, or province in the order as aforestated, where the school is located. In case where the number of qualified applicants from barangay is greater than the number of available Teacher 1 items, priority in hiring shall be given to applicants from the barangay according to their overall ratings, number scored in the RQA from highest to lowest. The same rule shall apply in the appointment of applicants from the municipality, city, and province. In cases where all those in the RQA have been appointed and assigned to their respective stations and there are still available positions, the concerned school's division office shall coordinate with a neighboring SDO whose RQA has not yet been exhausted and facilitate their applicants' deployment to the division, subject to the applicant's written concurrence. If an applicant refuses to be deployed to the other division, no deployment shall be effected. The evaluation process shall not be repeated. The scores given by the neighboring SDO shall be respected. Muchísimas gracias. No hay cosa imposible. Cree, junto, puede.
Okay, no? Okay. So now, before again we will proceed, thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan Tarosa, for the brilliant explanation during your discussion. So before we will proceed to our next and last speaker, I just want to tell everyone na may mga questions pa kayo. Pwede pa po kayong mag-comment ng inyong mga questions so that we can discuss and address it later during our open forum. At least now, maklear na sa inyo kung ano yung mga doubts and ano pa yung mga what ifs ninyo during the application process. So before again, we will proceed, magbabasa muna tayo ng ating mga shoutouts. From Almarayan Sasarita, from Baliwasan District, Benedict Bornales, a shoutout po from Tetuan District. Ellen Fernando, a shoutout po from Tetuan District. Sherwina Sakam, watching from Talon-Talon District. Harriet Francisco from Mercedes District. Opil Grace Jimenez from Talon-Talon District. Rita Gampay, good morning po, watching from Sangali District. Hello po sa mga taga Sangali District. Armina Abda from Calarian District. Jomar Manalo, pa-shoutout po from Sangali District. J. Anthony Mendoza from Mercedes District. Joey Silencer Duron, pa-shoutout po kay Sir Julius Lopez and Ma'am Emelda Mondehar. From Opil Grace Jimenez from Talon-Talon District. Lexter Solamilio, to all applicants, God bless to all of us, especially to the ones from Talisayan District. Marites Calio from Tetuan District. Abigail Santos, pa-shoutout po from Talon-Talon District. Okay, now we will save the best for last as we listen to our last speaker from today's orientation, where he will discuss the English communication skills and other DepEd orders related to the hiring of secondary school SPED teachers. He is the Senior Education Program Specialist for School Management, Monitoring and Evaluation. He's also the Division in charge of private schools, Division Testing Evaluation Officer, and Division Special Consultant for Special Education. Please help me welcome Mr. Vinny Gerard B. Elicano.
Buenos dias! Yo si Vinny Gerard Elicano, Senior Education Program Specialist, Division in charge for private schools, Division Testing and Evaluation Officer, and the Special Consultant for Special Education. I will be sharing some information and document submission standards for SPED major applicants and the English proficiency test based on DepEd Order Number 7 Series of 2015. Additional requirements for special education elementary applicants, that he or she must possess any of the following qualifications: Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education or Bachelor's of Science Special Education with specialization in special education in the undergraduate program, Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education or Bachelor of Science Special Education with 18 units in the Masters of Arts Special Education and 3 years actual teaching in special education with very satisfactory performance rating. BSE Ed or BS SPED with 15 units MA SPED and 4 years of actual teaching in special education with very satisfactory performance rating. BSE Ed or BS SPED with 12 units in MA SPED and 5 years of actual teaching in special education with very satisfactory performance rating. BSE Ed or Bachelors of Science in Education with 9 units MA SPED and 6 years actual teaching in special education with very satisfactory performance rating. BSE Ed or BSE SPED or BSE with teaching experience in special education or inclusive setting with very satisfactory performance rating. In cases where applicants do not have the appropriate educational qualification for special education, they may still be evaluated but shall be categorized separately from those who have met the said requirements. He or she must have at least 3 years of experience in providing educational services to any of the categories of children with special needs. This is to be verified by a certification from the principal to be submitted as part of the application. A certification from the principal that the applicant has had a very satisfactory performance rating for the last 3 years must be submitted as part of the application. Additional requirements for special education secondary applicants. He or she must possess any of the following qualifications: Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Special Education, Bachelor of Secondary Education, plus 18 units in Special Education in the graduate level. Bachelor of Secondary Education plus 15 units of Special Education with 2 years of very satisfactory teaching experience in the regular schools and is willing to be trained within a year. Bachelor of Secondary Education plus 12 units in Special Education with 4 years of very satisfactory teaching experience in the regular schools and is willing to be trained within a year. Bachelor of Secondary Education plus 9 units in Special Education with 6 years of very satisfactory teaching experience in the regular schools and is willing to train within a year. Bachelor of Secondary Education plus 2 years of very satisfactory teaching experience as a special education teacher. For applicants with special education or SPED as their specialization, applicant who is a graduate of B.Ed major in SPED may apply for Teacher 1 position following hiring guidelines as stated in DepEd Order No. 7 Series of 2015. Deployment of teacher with Teacher 1 SPED major item from the RQA will be identified and determined by the planning office based on teacher needs, teacher to learners with disabilities ratio, and localization. BEd SPED major applicants in the RQA are eligible for Teacher 1 item and can be assigned in the regular setting. For English communications with 15 points in the RQA process, an English proficiency test shall be administered to the applicants by the National Education Testing and Research Center, NETRC, now the Bureau of Education and Assessment. The respective division testing coordinators shall coordinate with the BEA regarding the conduct and schedule of the exam in their division, which should be within February to March. The total percentage score obtained by an applicant shall be multiplied by the weight of 15 points as follows. Percentage score, for example, of 98% or 0.98. Weighted points, 15. Rating is equivalent to 0.98 times 15 is equals to 14.17 points. For the English proficiency test, list of teacher applicants submitted by the Human Resource Management Office to the Division Testing and Evaluation Center shall serve as the official list of examinees. Therefore, there is no need for registration. Schedule, date, and venue will be announced officially and to be posted in our official social media portals. Muchísimas gracias y otra vez, este el de ustedes especial amigo Vini Elicano que te habla. No hay cosa imposible, cree, junto, puede.
Thank you very much, our special amigo, Mr. Vinny Elicano. I know you are already well-oriented with our discussion for today. So, let us proceed to our open forum. So I think we are now ready for the open forum. All your questions posted on our comment section will be answered by the Division Selection Committee for junior high school level. So our moderator for this open forum will be Dr. Janet Recamara. Take it away, Doc.
Hello, blessed morning, everyone. Blessed day to all attendees and participants to this orientation of teachers, applicants for junior high school. I would also like to welcome with us in this orientation our Dr. June Conturno, Chief Conturno, Dr. Alan Garcia, Education Program Supervisor, Ma'am Jane De La Torre, Education Program Supervisor, of course, our IT, Sir Michael Rute. With us also is Marnie Ampatin, Ma'am Jen Kulong, Dr. Norma Francisco, and Dr. Socorro Canaya, and our Secretary for Junior High School Selection Committee, Eds Marie de la Serna. So we welcome and encourage everyone to write in the chat box should you have any clarifications, questions, which is or are related or appropriate to the content presented this morning in today's orientation. Okay, we have here some questions. We will start with our questions or for clarifications or with our attendees or participants for this orientation. We have here from Aido. Good morning po. Paano po yung mga nakapasa sa ranking po last year? Then, wala pang item. Magde-demo at interview po ba ulit?
Hello, Ma'am Janet.
Okay, we have here our Chief June Conturno. Sir June. Morning,
Hello,
Sir June.
good morning to you, Ma'am Janet. Okay, I would just like I will answer that question. I would like to stress that there are actually two different DepEd orders. One DepEd order is DepEd order number 7, and the other DepEd order is DepEd order number 2, which is the calibration of points. Okay, the question was actually if they were included in the RQA of last year, will stay include this this year demo and interview. If you are, take note, if your score is under RQA, under DepEd order number 7, there's no need for you to participate in. But if your score or your RQA is under DepEd order number 22, you have to go back, your scores will go back to 0 and you need to reapply. So I think that's the two different distinction, the different things of DO7 and DO22. Take note, basta if your score is under DO7, no need of applying. If DO22, you have to apply again this year. I think I answered that already, Ma'am Janet. Hello, Ma'am Janet. Ma'am Janet.
Okay, it was clearly answered by Chief June Conturno. Thank you so much, sir. Our next question. Good morning po from Talisayan District po. May I ask po if kapag under po ba year po, mag-undergo po ba rin ba ng teach? Ay answered by Chief June. Okay, may I repeat for the next question? Good morning po from Talisayan District. May I ask po if kapag under local school board po, serving almost a year, mag-undergo pa rin po ba sa teaching and interview process? Thank you. That's the question. Sir June?
Sorry. Hello, Ma'am
Chief
Janet.
June. Yes, Chief
Hello.
June.
Okay, I think we have to go back. We'll go back again to DepEd Order number 7. If that local school board teacher actually passed the RQA using our DepEd Order number 7, there's no need for him or her to reapply. It doesn't mean that you are hired in a local school board, if your score in the RQA belongs to DepEd Order number 22, you have to apply. But if your score RQA is under DepEd Order number 7, you don't need to apply. Kasi our basis would be this DepEd Order number 7 and DepEd Order number 22. If your score is under DepEd Order number 7, there's no need for you to apply. If your score is under DepEd Order number 22, you have to apply, though you are a local school board hired teacher.
Cut po.
So, did I answer that question, Ma'am Janet? Hello, Ma'am Janet. What happened to our signal? Hello, Ma'am Janet. Ay. Hello.
Okay. Sir June, pa-repeat kasi nakat po tayong lahat.
Ganun
Sige,
po ba?
Sir Chief.
Okay,
Yes, Sir
ganito.
Chief.
Okay, ganito kasi yan. When we talk about, let's go back again to two DepEd orders. DepEd Order number 7 and DepEd Order number 22. If your name is under RQA DepEd Order 7, you don't need to apply. But if your score is under DepEd Order number 22, you have to apply, though you are a local school board hired teacher. So, kahit local school board teacher ka, pag your score in the RQA is under DepEd Order number 22, you have to apply. Pero, if your score is under
Okay.
7, you don't need to apply.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Chief. Okay,
Yun.
okay. Thank you, Sir Chief. Oh, klaro po 'yun, no?
Thank you din.
Yeah, kay Sir Julito Abong. So, it's clear that if your score is under DepEd Order 7, if you're under DepEd Order 7, you don't need to apply. But if it's DepEd Order 22, you have to apply even though you are a local school board teacher. Now, let's move on to the next question here from our chat box. From Shay Carpio. Good morning. Just wanna ask lang po, how about yung mga nakapasa sa RQA last year sa DepEd 7 na wala pang item until now? Need pa po ba kami mag-apply ulit at mag-demo an interview? That's the question from
Parehas
Shay.
pa rin yun.
Yeah. The same pa rin yun, no? Same pa rin yung question niya. Same answer rather. The same answer with that question. It was already clarified by Chief June Conturno. So from Claricel de Jesus.
Kasuna din mo yung
From Claricel de Jesus. Will the demo teaching and interview be conducted face-to-face or online po? Thank you po. So, if the demo teaching is an interview be conducted face-to-face or online? That's the question from Claricel de Jesus. Chief June?
Sir June? Same answer. Sir June? Okay, I think.
Hello, Ma'am Marnie. Pakiulit po yung tanong kasi may kausap kasi
Yeah.
ako. I didn't really hear the
Okay.
question.
Okay, Sir Chief. A question here from
Yes, ma'am.
Marcel De Jesus. Hello, will the demo and interview be conducted face-to-face or online po?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So the demo and interview will be conducted face-to-face because we already advised the district supervisors to secure permission or clearance from the IATF. With the number of teacher applicants we have and with the number of districts we have in the division of Zamboanga City, so I think we are meeting the standard set by the IATF. So the demo and interview will be conducted face-to-face.
Okay, it's clear enough according to Sir Chief June that the demo and interview will be conducted face-to-face according to the IATF standard. Okay, now let's move on to SMEJ. Good morning. If mababa po ba ang score sa EPT last 2020, pwede po bang mag-retake ulit? Thank you. If mababa po ba ang score sa EPT last 2020, pwede po bang mag-retake ulit? Thank you. So, Sir Chief.
Okay, so the answer is yes. You can take again. The answer of that question is yes. But of course, take note, if you will take this tier, and it so happen bumaba yung score ninyo, mas mababa pa of last year, the score that we will be using is the current result, not the previous result.
Okay. The current result will be used, not the previous result. And from Sir Joey Silencer. Good day po. Mag-ask lang po sana ako about sa EPT. Nag-take kasi ako last 2019. Ito pareho pa rin about EPT. Magamit po ba yon? Salamat po from Joey Collado Duron, Vitale District. Ulitin ko po ang tanong. Good day po. Mag-ask lang po sana ako about the EPT kasi nag-take po ako last 2019. Magamit ko pa ba yon? From Duron, Vitale District. Sir Chief.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am Janet, thank you. With regards to that question, the committee actually agreed that the validity of the EPT will be 2 years. So our baseline would be 2019 EPT. So if you took the EPT last 2019, so it's still valid. But if you prefer to retake, we actually welcome you. But of course, that whatever is the current result will be included in the computation.
Okay. So for English proficiency test, it's valid for 2 years. Klaro po yung sinabi ni Sir Chief June, validity is 2 years. But if you will retake, you are welcome and your current result will be utilized or used. Thank you, Sir Chief. Now we have another question from Marnie Queenie Cabiles. Good morning. I am an RQA passer under DepEd Order 7 since June of last year and have not been called for an item yet. Do I need to reapply again? Thank you. A question?
No.
Okay, sir.
The answer is no need because your name is already in the RQA 7.
Okay, very
RQA
That's
DepEd
all
Order
for
7.
Okay. Clear po yun ha. Hindi na po kay Ma'am Marnie Queenie Cabiles na nagtanong nun, hindi na po kailangang mag-reapply kasi kayo po ay passer ng DepEd Order 7 since last June. So, hindi na po kailangang mag-apply. Okay, another question from Janelle Junsay. Ask ko lang po, once lang po ba ang EPT? Once lang po ba daw ang EPT? Yan po ay katanungan ni Jenny Junsay.
Okay, if we will base it from DepEd order, the conduct of EPT will only be administered once a year. Based from DepEd order, the EPT will only be conducted once a year. But case-to-case basis. But if we have a good number of teacher applicants who did not really take the scheduled examination, we will again request for another examination, but of course, this will be approved by the what do you call that? The NETRC. The NETRC is the one who will approve our request if they will grant for the uh, second, uh, second schedule of our examination, because examination or APT will only be conducted once a year.
Okay. Exam for EPT will be only conducted once a year. So, from Dorothy Mayonila, ang katanungan po niya, good morning ma'am from Baliwasan District. So, she's from Baliwasan District. Ask ko lang po if nag-demo and interview na nung last year, need pa ba mag-undergo demo and interview ngayon under DepEd Orders? Yun
Hello?
po ang katanungan ni Dorothy Mayonila.
Okay, I would like to advise
Yes, Sir
Dorothy. I would like to advise Dorothy to check whether her score is under DepEd Order number 7. But if her score is under DO 22, she has to reapply.
Okay.
Ipacheck sa kanya kung talagang nasa 7 siya, wala.
Okay. Good na ipa-clarify mo muna, Ma'am Dorothy, kung nasa DepEd Order 7 ka ba daw, no? Para at least clear po or klaro po. From Joanna Villos, good morning po. Ask ko lang po about the online application. Is it okay to make another account if ever we cannot recover our past account?
Okay, so
Can
I
we-
think thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Janet.
Yes,
I
sir.
think in that case, they have to see our HR, Ma'am Dulce, because it's Ma'am Dulce who is actually advising them as to the online application, because they really have to apply it online so that they will be given an account. In that case, so they have to see Ma'am Dulce so that, or PM Ma'am Dulce, or just text Ma'am Dulce about it if they will still need to get another account, because I know for a fact that the DepEd account will only be given once, pero they have to refer it to Ma'am Dulce for other instruction.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, Ma'am Joanna, just refer it to our HR MO officer, no, Ma'am Dulce, with regards to that account of yours. So, from Jenny Junsay, ask ko lang po, counted pa rin po ba ang 1 point kahit hindi pa po nakatapos ng master's degree? Ask ko lang po, counted pa rin po ba ang 1 point kahit hindi pa po nakatapos ng master's degree?
Okay. Okay, Ma'am Janet. It was clearly explained by Ma'am Bebot a while ago as to assigning of points in the master's degree. You will only be given an additional 1 point if you really completed the master's degree.
Okay.
So if you did not complete, when you say complete, you already received a diploma. So a diploma that you actually graduated master's degree. That's the time you will be given 1 point.
Okay, that's clear enough. Master's degree graduate to have a 1 point. Okay. From Jamri Kailun. Hi, good morning. I am a PBET graduate batch 2017. Just asking if where I have to submit my additional requirements such as my PBET certificate and endorsement letter from PBET. Thank you so much. So may we hear from Dr. Norma Francisco? I'll repeat the question from Jamri Kailun. Hi, good morning. I am a PBET graduate batch 2017. Just asking if where I have to submit my additional requirements such as my PBET certificate and endorsement letter from PBET. Thank you so much. I bet, okay, can we have Sir Chief June?
Hello, Ma'am. Hello, Ma'am. Hello, Ma'am Janet. With
Yes, Sir
regards to
Chief.
that, you need to submit that documents to the person whom you submitted your documents last year. because your documents last year were actually, your documents were you submitted last year will be responsible to at least update your additional documents. Pakitanong na lang Ma'am Janet kung saan siya nag-apply.
Okay. Sir Jamri Kailun, siguraduhin po natin at saan po kayo nag-apply para masigurado po natin kung saan po ba natin ano yung mga papers or documents niyo po. Now let's move on to Ma'am JB Baibado Enriquez. Hi po para sa mga not nakapas sa RQA 2019. Ask ko lang po if pwede pa pong gamitin namin ang lesson plan last demo. Kung
Okay,
pwede
so
pa rin.
with regards to that, Ma'am Janet, no? So they have to see the respective PSDS because it's a PSDS. We're actually empowered as to the manner or conduct of the demo and interview this year. So they have to see directly to the PSDS where they apply.
Okay. So for the lesson plan, just see your PSDS assigned for your respective district. Okay, from Christian J. Ledesma Lozada. Hello po, just wanna ask, pwede po ba mag-take ulit ng EPT this year kahit nakatake na nung last year? Siguro this question is already answered, na? This parang naulit na lang to, no? Because EPT accordingly is once a year, but its validity is 2 years, no? Okay, let's move on to Ma'am Shaimer Ferrer. Kailan po ang EPT? Meron na po bang schedule? Kumuha po ako noong 2018. Valid pa po ba yon? Saan malalaman kung ilan yung score na nakuha ko sa EPT?
Okay, Ma'am Janet, there are two questions, there are two queries.
Yes.
Ang isa, kaninong kunin ang score? Okay,
Yeah.
so with that question, she has to see Ma'am Dulce Torres
Dulce.
for the score. And as to the validity of that is no longer valid because we took it
2018.
last 2018. It's no longer valid. So we will advise her to retake again this year. And the tentative schedule will be this coming March 15 to 19.
Okay. May isa pa dito kung gusto niyang malaman kung kailan ang next EPT. Tatlong questions niya dito, sir. Yung
kaya nga, ang next,
schedule for next EPT.
oh yes, ang ating tentative schedule for the next EPT will be this coming March 15 to 19.
March 15 to 19, 2020.
Tentative.
Yeah, tentative.
Tentative pa po yan.
Tentative schedule EPT for English proficiency test will be this coming March. Now let's move on to from Vina Villabuena Majindi. Speaking of demonstration, paano po gawin ang group activities kung kailangan i-adhere ang social distancing? Speaking of demonstration, paano po gawin ang group activities kung kailangan i-adhere ang social distancing?
Okay, so there will be no... Ma'am,
Sige.
can I answer that, Ma'am Web?
Yes,
Okay.
sir, Chief.
With regards to that, we will no longer have no students during the demo exam. So it's a matter of how you will arrange with that with the panelists or with the one who will be observing you during the demonstration. For as long as you are ready with your activities and that will be presented during the scheduled demonstration. But if you will be asking also if there will be students during the exam, during the demo, definitely wala po tayong estudyante. So it will now be how the observers will check or will appraise how you will demo it on that particular schedule.
Okay, thank you, Sir Chief. I bet the same question with Ma'am Juvie here. Ask ko po kung paano po ang demo ngayon. Face-to-face po ba or online? Binasa ko lang pero pareho po yung katanungan na nasagot na ni Sir Chief. The same with Christian J. Ledesma Lozada. Paano po ang demo teaching? May mga students po ba? So nasagot na rin ni Sir Chief that there's no students involved. It's among peer demo, no, na among the applicants. Okay. From Ma'am Mary Al Agsaluna. I would like to ask if ever I have already submitted my unauthenticated documents to the school I am inspiring to be part of. Can I still get it from authentication? Can I still get it for authentication and resubmit? I would like to repeat the question or the clarification. Sabi niya po, if ever I have already submitted my unauthenticated documents to the school I am inspiring to be part of, can I still get it for authentication and resubmit? Can we have Dr. Norma Francisco to share something with regards to that query?
What I know, good morning. What I know is that before you submit, all documents must be authenticated. So, I have to ask the those why it was received when it's not authenticated. But anyway, I will still respect. What about you, Ma'am Janet?
Okay. Okay. Yes, the question of Ma'am Mary Agsaluna is, I would like to ask if ever she has these submitted unauthenticated documents to the school I am inspiring to be part of. Can I still get it for authentication and resubmit? Siguro there's a need for her to have all the documents authenticated and submitted. Okay, Sir Chief, would you like to share something?
No, Sir Jundo, try daw.
Okay, with regards to that question, I think we will advise the applicant to see the principal, and if the principal would allow, so I think we would also ask the principal to consider that, because in a way they have started for as long as during the assessment, the applicants will bring with her all the documents, yung documents that are really I should say yung the original documents, para at least right there in there the principal can see whether these are the unauthenticated documents can eventually validate whether it's actually photocopied from the original. So I think there's no need for the teacher to get it back. I suggest that the applicant will just bring the original documents to the principal where she submitted those documents, para at least right there in there the principal can validate, or the committee can validate whether those documents are really authentic or not. Kasi our basis is authentic documents. So the teacher applicant will bring the original documents, para at least it will be easy for the committee to have to check the authenticity of that documents. There's no need to get it back. Bakit pa kailangan iuwi? Dalhin na lang doon sa school ang original, and then versus yung photocopied at the original. At least it would be very easy. I think that would be very easy and logical for the teacher applicants to do it.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Norma Francisco and Sir Chief June, for answering that. So, yes, Ma'am Norm. Doc Norm.
Actually, there's a memo that the principal can authenticate, accept the transcript of record. So the best thing for the applicant to do is really to go back to the principal and ask her to authenticate the record.
Okay. Thank you, Doc Norma and Sir Chief June, for answering that question. So in case those documents are unauthenticated, so the aspirant or the applicant should go to the principal concerned and bring the original documents to situate that those documents are really original, to verify. Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let's move on to Ma'am Juvie Alejandro. Saan po malalaman ang schedule ng demo and EPT? Thank you po. Doc Norm? Saan po malalaman ang schedule ng demo and EPT? Do we have here Ma'am Dulce? Ma'am Dulce is present here na.
Ma'am Janet, can I ask you that question? Ma'am
Okay, Sir
Janet.
Chief. Yes, Sir Chief.
Okay. Okay. They will know the schedule of the demo and interview right after this open forum, because we will be showing to them the schedule right after this open forum. So they will just wait, because it will be flashed on screen as to the schedule of the interview and demo by district.
Okay. So for the applicants, please wait, because after this open forum, the schedule for demo and the schedule for EPT will be flashed on the screen. So stay tuned, just wait, sit back and relax, applicants. Okay. Now let's move on to Ma'am Shaz Dijiman. Hi ma'am, I've submitted my papers dyan sa DO pero wala pa pong NBI clearance. Pakukuha ko lang po. When po pwedeng isubmit dyan sa DO? The NBI clearance.
Hindi po sa DO i-submit ang document na yan. That document has to be submitted doon sa school kung saan siya nag-apply. Kung saan siya nag-apply, doon niya dalhin yung NBI. Hindi dito sa division office. Kasi mawala yun.
Okay.
Kasi
Ma'am Sha, you have to submit, because in our process now, you have to submit in the school level. And then, of course, the school where you want to apply, you submit your pertinent documents. And of course, your NBI clearance to the school where you want to apply. Okay? Now, let's move on to Ma'am Jenny Junsai. If my 15 units earned for masters, do we need to pass the certificate with grades sa school na applyan namin? If my 15 units earned for masters, do we need to pass the certificate with grades sa school na applyan namin? Yan po ang tanong ni Ma'am Jenny Junsai. Okay.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
will I answer that, Ma'am Janet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with that questions, I think there's no need for that aspirant to submit the units earned in MA, because that's still not counted, because we only include additional points if the aspirant actually graduated from MA.
Okay. So to the applicants, or we have questions here with regards to the different units you earn for master's degree. So para hindi na kayo magtanong ng paulit-ulit, no? No need for you to submit those certificates for units earned, because what is credited is you graduated from your master's degree. Okay. Now let's move on to Maria Teresa Eyas. Ask ko lang po, valid po ba ang EPT ko taken at Zamboanga del Sur dito sa Zamboanga City Division? Thank you po. If ask lang po niya kung valid po ba ang English proficiency test niya taken at Zamboanga del Sur dito sa Zamboanga City Division.
Okay. With regards to that questions, yes, it's valid, provided that that result was taken last 2019 and onward. But if the EPT was taken 2018, hindi na po yun valid.
Okay. So kay Ma'am Maria Teresa Eyas, valid po yan. Kagaya po ng sinabi kanina, the validity for our English proficiency test is 2 years. So if it's taken for 2 years time, so it's still valid. Though you are from Zamboanga del Sur, it can be used in Zamboanga City Division. Now let's move on.
Ma'am Janet, excuse me, Ma'am Janet.
Yes,
Sorry. I think I would advise the aspirant to attach the result in her documents para hindi mawala yun, kasi baka hindi yun ma-count. So I think the aspirant, when she will submit her documents sa school where she intends to apply, so included na doon ang result ng EPT para it would be easy for the committee to already include in the computation.
Okay, thank you, Sir Chief. So to Ma'am Maria Teresa Eyas, please don't forget to attach your EPT result in your documents. Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to Ma'am Moshu RB. Good morning. What if po kung RQA sa ibang division pwede po ba yun ililipat or we have to undergo RQA process? Ulitin natin ang kanyang katanungan. Good morning. What if po ang RQA sa ibang division, pwede po ba yung ililipat or we have to undergo RQA process? That's the question. Can we have Dr. Norma Francisco? Okay, Sir Chief June.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, Ma'am Janet.
Yes, Sir Chief.
Oh, with regards to that question, if again going back to the DepEd order number 7, if your RQA is actually based on DepEd order number 7, yes, it's actually acceptable in our division, provided you have to secure a certificate of your RQA rating in that division where you came from. Wala yung problema. Basta po ang score mo, ang RQA mo is under DepEd order number 7. Okay lang yun. Basta you need to secure a certificate coming from that division that you are indeed an RQA passers under DepEd order number 7.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that. So kay ma'am na nagtanong po niyan, if you are a passer for DepEd Order 7, ma'am, you have to secure certificate of RQA from your division where you belong, and that will be valid for the division that if you will apply for Zamboanga City Division. Just secure a certificate of RQA rating from your division. So that's clear. Now let's move on to Sir Boyet Fernandez. Question po, I underwent the selection process at Zamboanga del Norte Division under senior high school and I got 72 in the RQA. I would like to ask if it is valid item here in Zamboanga City. Though the senior high school orientation is for tomorrow yet, but I would like to ask Chief June is if you're going to answer these or we have it for tomorrow. Park it on and have it tomorrow. Sir Chief?
Okay, I will answer that question.
Okay.
Remember, if that aspirant intends to apply in the junior high school, definitely he can bring his RQA in the senior high school to junior high school. Because we have two different DepEd orders, DepEd order number 3 and DepEd order number 7. So what I would suggest that DepEd order that senior high school RQA will be applicable in the senior high school RQA. But if that aspirant intends to apply in the junior high school, he or she has to submit her documents for inclusion in this 2021 RQA in the junior high school.
Okay. So, malinaw po yan, no? So, thank you for that, Sir June. Let's move on. Medyo marami pang katanungan dito. So, from Ma'am Jeanette Bahani, good morning po. It says na face-to-face po ang demo. May I ask if during our demo, kung sino po ba ang audience namin? Students pa rin po ba? Thank you. Siguro nabanggit na to kanina, no, na wala pong estudyante. It's a peer demo and it's among applicants. So, let's move on to the next. Noor Sahaya. Good morning po. Ask ko lang po, nagtuturo po ako sa Arabic madrasa. Pwede po ba yung ma-counted as teaching experience kahit hindi related sa major ko na araling panlipunan? Thank you po.
Okay. Ako mag-answer dyan, Ma'am Janet?
Yes, Sir Chief.
Okay, with regards to that, your experience as a madrasa teacher, if that madrasa school is actually recognized by the Department of Education, that will be credited. But if the madrasa education or you're a teacher of a madrasa of a school that is not credited by DepEd, hindi po yun counted.
Okay. So clear enough. If that madrasa school is credited to DepEd, it's counted. But if it's not credited, it's not counted. Okay, now let's move on to Ma'am Jamri Kailun. Ma'am, sir, not PIBET po. It's PIBED. The 100, what's this? 1,000 TP graduates po. Ask ko sana kung saan ko ibibigay ang certificate and endorsement letter from, this is PIBED, PBED, PIBED po. Is it directly to the DO HR? That's his query.
Okay, with regards to that, Ma'am Noja, PBED is actually Philippine Business Education, parang sector gan. It's actually Philippine Business Education. It's actually an NGO.
Yes.
With that question, still that document has to be submitted in the school where he or she intends to apply. Kasi going back to the process of the hiring guidelines, all documents must be submitted to the school, not to the division office. So the aspirant will have to submit it directly to the school.
Okay. So, maliwanag po yun, Sir Jamil. Hiring process that it should be submitted to the school, no? Then, now let's move on to Lal Hashim. Do you give points sa ESL, English as a Second Language teaching? Yun lang po ang tanong niya. Hi po, do you give points to ESL or English as a Second Language? So this is ESL. So that's a question from Lai Hashim. Can we have, do you want to share something, Dr. Francisco, with regards to this question? Okay, Sir Chief June. Do you give points to English as a second language teaching? Hello? Doc Norm? Hello? Doc Norm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Hello?
Doc Norm. Naputol yata. Yes, Doc Norm.
Yes,
Ang
ma'am.
tanong po ni kung we have to give points for English as a second language. Teaching experience niya, English as a second language.
Because what we are asking for is the EPT, and that is for English, right? English proficiency. I did not encounter that yet.
Okay. So, thank you,
But
Doc Norma.
we'll check on that. We'll check on that, no? And we'll come back to her. Pakiko na lang. We'll just get her in so that we can contact her. Pero parang I don't have, no? Parang hindi pa na-encounter na we give points for that. Anyway, Sir June, baka yan is the idea.
Thank you, Doc Norm. Sir Chief June, yep. Dr. Conturno. Doc Conturno. Doc
Sir
Conturno.
June? Okay, I think.
Okay. This question with regards to the question of Lai Hashim, do you give points to English as a second language as a teaching experience? We have to follow what is in the criteria for the teaching experience. So doon po yan papasok sa teaching experience po. As long as it's a teaching experience, that is counted, pero doon po yan papasok sa criteria natin sa teaching experience. Okay? From Eileen Fernando. Good morning po. 2019 pa po kasi ako nag-request ng applicant number. Until now po, wala pa po kasi ma'am. Where can I follow this up? Applicant number. Dito pa si ma'am.
Ma'am Dulce. Ma'am Dulce is with the selection board.
Okay. So,
I
ang
think we
tanong lang
have
naman,
to note that question.
yeah. Ang tanong lang naman niya
Because the
kung
number,
saan po yung applicant number. Kasi 2019 pa po kasi ako nag-request ng applicant number. Until now, wala pa po kasi ma'am. Where can I follow up my applicant number?
I think he has to, because when you apply, you have to go in, is from the applicant number is from the central office. So
Okay.
she has to, perhaps there's something wrong with her application, or she has to apply again because it is immediately given.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Okay, Sir Chief, are you on board? Sir Chief June?
Yes po, nandito na po ako. Nawala.
Yes, Sir Chief. Applicant number po ang tanong ng ating applicant here, that the applicant number kung saan po daw i-request kasi 2019 pa po kasi ako nag-request ng applicant number. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa raw siyang applicant number. Saan po daw niya i-follow up?
Okay, with that question, no, they are going to apply it online so that they will be given an application number. So it's actually directly sa DepEd website natin. Sa DepEd website natin. So as soon as na ma-verify yung application nila, the DepEd Central Office will give an application number. Yung application number, gagamitin man yun sa English Proficiency Test. So, isa yun sa mga proseso na they need to apply online so that they will be given an application number. But of course, they have to also see, they would also see Ma'am Dulce, kasi Ma'am Dulce is the one actually monitoring on that application number. If they have a problem with that application number.
Maybe Ma'am Ellen Fernando has a problem with the application number. Since 2019 until now, her request is not yet granted as to the request for application number. So, Ma'am Aileen, you just see Ma'am Dulce. Okay, thank you for that. Then let's move on to Sir Christian J. Ledesma Lozada. We have applied last year po and was not been included in the RQA 2020 kasi ang EPT was conducted last September na. We are done with the demo and interview. Are we to demo and be interviewed again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the answer is yes. So, Sir Christian, the answer for your query is yes. Okay, let's move on. The last question here from Telebong 23. I am an ESL teacher applying for science teaching position. Will my EESOL or TESOL certification be counted as part of the specialized training? I am an ESL teacher applying for science teaching position. Will my TESOL certification be counted as part of the specialized training? That's
Yes.
her question, query. Okay, Doc Norm, will you want to say something about
Then
that?
yes. Yes, but we have to verify the documents.
Okay, because her question is if it's counted for specialized training, so they
Ma'am
with
Janet.
documents. So, Sir Chief, yes, Sir Chief. Sir Chief. Sir Chief June.
Hello, Ma'am Norm.
Yes, sir. Yes, Sir Chief.
Oh, yes. Okay. With regards to that questions, kasi sabi niya, according to her is, she's a science teacher.
Yes, Sir June.
Science teacher. A TESOL or ESL is an English teacher.
Yes.
So that means to say, they are not vertically articulated. They are not vertically articulated. So once it's not vertically articulated, it's not counted.
Okay.
Because if you are, but if that aspirant is applying for an English teacher plus a TESOL, a certificate of a TESOL, a certificate of an ESL, maybe that can be counted. That can be counted, provided that aspirant will have to present that she underwent a training that is more than 10 days. Kasi ang diferensya kasi sa junior and elementary, we are talking about a vertical articulation. When we say vertical articulation, your preparation, your undergraduate course plus the training that you are attending or you will be attending must be vertically articulated para there will be counted much more if you are applying in the senior high school. That is my advice to the aspirant. Let us always think about vertical articulation.
Okay.
But if the committee would accept that, but if I am the head of the committee, I definitely will not accept that because there is no vertical articulation.
Okay, that means that because her experience is in English because it's ESL and he or she is applying for science, so that means it's not aligned, no? Okay, that's it from Telebong 23. We hope that we were able to answer all your queries for clarifications. And I bet that's the last question. That's the last question.
Yes po,
Thank you
Ma'am
so
Janet.
much. Thank you. Thank you so much, our applicants, for all your queries and clarifications. We hope that we were able to answer all your queries and clarifications, and now you are cleared as to whatever your queries. So, maraming salamat sa oras. Thank you for the time. So, I'll turn over this to our beautiful and pretty and sexy Marnie Ampatin. Take it away, Marnie.
Wow, thank you very much, Ma'am Janet, for a lot of adjectives. Maraming salamat po. Thank you also for facilitating all the questions raised by our applicants. At least they are clear na, klaro na sa kanila kung ano yung mga questions, doubts, mga what ifs nila. Klaro na talaga sa ating mga viewers. And we would also like to thank all the present in our live via Zoom, ang ating Division Selection Committee, especially to our members, Ma'am Janet Camara, Ma'am Socorro Canaya, Ma'am Jane De La Torre, Dr. Alan Garcia, Sir June Conturno, and our chairperson for secondary level, RQA 2021, Dr. Norma Francisco. Thank you very much. So at this point in time, if a flash po sa ating screen, ang interview and demo teaching schedule for your guidance and information. Check this out.
Asemenya.
Okay, so naka-flash po sa ating screen ang schedule for junior high school. Please check na lang po sa inyong designated districts if where you belong, kung saan po kayo pupunta, yung venue and the date. Please be guided po. So I think you can see it during sa ating YouTube channel. Pwede nyo pa po itong makita. You may download it or you may browse sa ating YouTube. Pwede nyo lang, i-like nyo lang po ang ating video na to, ang orientation. You may also subscribe sa ating channel para makita nyo po yung mga videos na nakapost dito. For your reference. Future reference lang po. So before we will end our orientation, I just want to thank the following sponsors. Di po. Men and women behind this successful online orientation. Of course, to our beautiful and active Ma'am Genevieve Pulong, the head of ICT. Mr. Michael Rute, ang tao sa likod ng ating online streaming ngayon. To our speakers for today, thank you very much. To my co-secretariat, Kimberly May Noche and Ed Marie de la Serna, thank you very much for facilitating all the questions raised by our viewers and sa lahat po ng preparations na ginawa for this online orientation. To our broadcasting team headed by Dr. Valeria Corteza and Dr. Victoria Mangasser, thank you very much po sa video na binigay nila. And nagpapasalamat din po kami sa aming active and overall chairperson for this RQA 2021, Dr. J.S. Montealto, our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. And lastly, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Roy C. Tubalya, for the support and allowing us to conduct this meaningful orientation. So, to wrap up this orientation, um, the last part of this activity is the closing remarks to be given to us by Dr. Norma T. Francisco.
Again, muy buenos días a todos. Thank you very much, the people behind the success of this activity. Of course, Ma'am Marnie, Ma'am S, Ma'am Kim, Sir Jun Contorno, thank you so much for answering all these questions. I was on the other line. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Janet Recamara, for facilitating the activity. And to our applicants, I hope you were able to understand debit order number 7, and I hope you were able to we were able to answer all your queries, all your questions. We are just here if you need to answer some other clarifications on the matter. I hope that you will do your best during the application process, and you will be with us sooner or later at the Department of Education. We need you. We need people who will work for the benefits of our students. So again, thank you so much. God bless you. Just always believe that we will be fair in all the selection process. Thank you. And no hay cosa imposible. Cree, junto, puede. With God, everything is possible. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Norm, for the wonderful closing remarks. Inspired na talaga ang ating mga applicants para sa ating next process. So, to wrap up this orientation, we hope that you learn a lot from this activity and be able to clear your thoughts and doubts on this application process. Thank you very much also for the participation and cooperation during our live streaming, for the comments and the questions that you have raised. At least alam namin kung ano yung sasagot namin sa field, kung ano yung mga katanungan sa isipan nila. So, thank you very much. I think this will conclude our division online orientation for Teacher 1 applicants. Once again, this is your host, Marnie Ampatin. I'm signing off. Thank you very much and bye-bye. See you around.
This is the chance to learn, let's brighten the day. With you the journey will continue. Yes to education, we are reaching to you. We'll be on your way, we know we can can help you learn. Yes, we can. We try, we big, we believe. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. Yes, we can. We try, we big, we believe. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. The long roads, the mountains high, the challenging seas will reach out to you. We'll do it, we'll bring it, we'll guide you on your way. Yes, we can, we reach high, we big, we believe. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. Yes, with you we'll continue. Let's say yes to education. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños. Que junto puede para con el zamboangueños.